Hi guys, and welcome back to Budget Save Share. Last week, you all got to take a look at my debt story. That was a hard story to share, but we did it so that we could talk about us getting our financial footing back. And this week, we're going to take a look at what's happening with our money. So here we go. All right, hopefully you can see that. I'll get better at this. Okay. So you all, usually I do our budget pen and paper style, but I have switched recently these last few months to tracking our expenses in Google Sheets, which has been fantastic. So here down at the bottom, you can actually see my tabs where I have May, June, and then I've already started to set up for July, which is what we're going to look at today, our July setup. So our income comes from a couple sources. We have my checks. I get paid semi-monthly as a teacher, and then my husband's disability we get at the beginning of every month. And then we also generate some income through his design business but notice on my budget sheet I actually don't account for it. That way, if he doesn't end up having something to design for someone, then we're okay. So we apply that towards any extras we have, like our debt or any other things that we need to take care of that pop up, or for the kids. So we have a starting income of $41.60 every month. And so here's our list of expenses. Now you all, I put all of our fixed expenses and our variable expenses in the one spreadsheet because that just makes it easier for me to just have it all there together. So our rent is at the top, followed by our insurance, and our insurance is bundled. So that number includes our renter's insurance and our car insurance. Our electric, and I usually budget a little more. That way, anything that's extra, I kind of put back because there are different points in the year where it runs higher than others, like right now while it's blazing outside. Gas, we have sewage, water, the 2 cell phones, and then you will notice where I have these little red A's everywhere. Those are all of the things that are automatically taken out each month. So then we have our internet, our streaming. We have to have that internet. I did a lot of teaching virtually, especially these last couple years with COVID, and then I actually had to be out and take leave for a little bit. Well, my husband was going through what he's going through, and then when I came back, I actually was virtual for an entire school year and then for a few months out of the previous school year. So definitely have to have quality internet service. All right. Then we have Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, XM Radio, our Apple Care, the Nintendo. Both of our kids play instruments, so we have those bills. BarkBox for our dog, Greenlight. We have several loans that we're taking care of. We also have a tax bill. And then our credit cards, you all, I just lumped that all into one. And there's a reason for that, which I'll get to here in a minute. And then down here are all those variable expenses that I was talking about that I put into my cash envelopes, and that's what actually goes in my wallet. And so those come out to about $5.55 every month. So then you can see down at the bottom, there's our total income expenses. It should take it to 0 since we follow that zero-based budget. And so then over here, which is really nice, then I put in the actual amounts, and that way I can see how well we're doing. It puts the difference here, and notice it's in green right now because I haven't entered anything, so everything's in the good. However, if I go over or under or anything like that, you'll see that there. And then I also like that you can make notes on categories. So I usually make notes like on our food and our gas and things like that, so that I can see, a lot of our food money went to eating out this month and so on. So I like to do that. And it's been really nice to track our expenses this way. So then I'm going to go ahead and put that away. So I hope you all are having a fantastic start to your week. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I am a happy planner gal. I love those planners, and I love that the pages come out. So I take these out, and I'm just gonna kind of smush it together here so we can see it, so you can see those categories. So I separate our expenses into 5 different categories. I separate it into housing, transportation, other living expenses, our savings, and then our debt. And so let's take a look at that breakdown. So right now we have about 31% of our budget goes to our housing. So that's going to be our rent, those utilities, our renter's insurance, and so on. And then for transportation, that's where I budget for the gas that we spend, our car insurance, funny, our gas, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. We still need a budget for gas, but for a completely different reason. And then our car loan, you all, which is pretty substantial. So about 19% of our budget right now goes to our transportation, which is definitely too high. I'd love to have that drop back down to 15%. So I was watching the video from last week, and I realized that I misspoke once I got all upset talking about my husband and what we were dealing with him. And so I thought I'd clarify that since I'm talking about our budget breakdown. So we've always had used cars. We've never owned a brand new car. And so the last car that we had, we paid for in cash. So we owned our car. Only thing we had to worry about was maintenance and car insurance, which was great. So, we took care of that car. We basically drove it until it couldn't drive anymore. So we had it for a while. It served its purpose. And so then it was time to get another car. We definitely had to get one because if you recall from the last video, I was driving back and forth for my husband for the procedures that he's had to have done. And so I don't think I said my husband has some heart issues and his heart actually runs by a machine. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so our car loan, that's what I was talking about. So, the family member that we talked to at the time when that car died, because it was having some real problems, and I was like, this is not reliable to keep driving up and down the road, so we needed another vehicle. So this family member knew that. They actually work at a car dealership and is pretty knowledgeable on cars, so we felt pretty confident coming to this person because we needed something reliable and reasonable so that I could continue to take care of things at home and down the road. This person helped us out. We ended up getting said car. We had to put some money down up front, which was a pretty good chunk, so that is what actually finished off the rest of what we had when we moved to the new. It was probably maybe a month into having that car. And thank God we purchased the extended warranty. It already started to have some things going on. And so we were able to take advantage of that warranty and take care of those things. After we had that repair, we were already just like, oh my God, we shouldn't need a repair already. But they fixed it. The car was running well for probably a few months. And then it started to have issues again. And it just kind of went downhill from there. Fixed one thing after another. And basically this family member was just like, I don't want to have anything to do with it, that the car wasn't functioning like it needed to. And so now the car is sitting in our driveway, not running at all. So now we have no transportation. And yeah, so we have this big car loan. We have no transportation. And what you all didn't know is once we got that car, I picked up a second job to cover some of these expenses that we had incurred from the move and just some of the debt that we had started picking up from trying to deal with our situation and driving back and forth, and our hospital debt, which I didn't even include in this. Like, we're going to be paying on that for the rest of our lives because my husband has had, in the last 4 years alone, he has had, let me see, he's had 6 surgeries. So, yeah, a lot of medical debt. But Yes, so now we have no transportation. So our gas money is actually going to us giving gas money to others so that they can help us get to where we need to be. So we're just going to pray on it, you all, and we're going to keep trying to save so that we can basically, we need to get something else, and we're still going to have to pay that loan. So that sucks. All right. Now, back to our budget breakdown. So then our other living expenses, including our memberships, our cash envelopes, the fudge fund, and all of those things, that takes up about 22% of our budget. Our savings at this point is only taking 1%. And you all, I'm happy that we're at least doing the 1%, but man, I'd really love to see this get to 10%. And then last and certainly not least, the one that's taking up almost as much of our housing is our debt. So we have 27% almost of our expenses going to our debt. So that's for all those loans that you saw, the tax bill that we have, and the credit cards. And really, it's really larger than that. We actually don't have enough income coming in right now to take care of the debt without me working that second job. So that is that. So now what you see here is, so then I use this calendar and I fill in, and so then I go ahead and I write these different bills down as they're due and as they come out. And I also use this as like my checklist to make sure where we have all those automated payments that they're clearing the bank. And so I come back in and I just use check marks and I mark it and then record the balance. And so they're color coded though to match these categories here. So you all, hope that was clear and I gave a clear picture of how we take care of things and where we are. And how about a little motivation for today? I know I certainly need it. You all, I went through a range of feelings after everything just kind of fell apart for us. So here's my financial motivation for today. I forgive myself for past money mistakes. And I'm just going to leave that there, you all, and we have to do that and just accept where we are so that we can move forward. So if any of you are struggling the way we are right now, I believe it's going to get better, and I know it's going to get better for you. So you all let me know if these, or if you like to see these at the beginning, at the end, or even more towards the middle, and I can adjust that for you. So next week we're going to take a look at our sinking funds and what we're saving for. You guessed it, a new car is certainly one of those. But there are some other things too, like back to school and so on. So I'll get into that and our sinking funds envelope, and we'll revisit the budget and see how we're doing for this month. So if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.